We're here today with David Deacon, Group Chief Executive Officer of Etherstack. David, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Etherstack business?
Sure. Etherstack is a technology licensing and specialised radio equipment manufacturer. We operate specifically in what's called the mission critical radio market, which people in their real lives means public safety, so police, fire and ambulance, electric utilities, so the linesmen who are involved in keeping states running, and also the transportation and mining sectors where people's lives depend on and the operations of activities depend on absolutely essential communications when you push the button.
And what does the technology allow them to do?
We started out as a pure research and development company, licensing software inside chips that allowed the voice and the data to travel through the air and then talk to the radio networks. And then different equipment manufacturers who produce radios and equipment in this sector, they license that technology from us to embed in their products and then pay us royalties when they ship units. From there, we then branched out and did our own specialised radio equipment to try and move up the food chain a little bit, and all the way into deploying actual radio networks to electric utilities, police, fire and ambulance networks, Department of Interior in the United States, which then also provides ongoing support contract revenues for the company.
And so is that essentially the deployment of a secure network?
Security is one part of it. Another part of it is just its absolute resilience. I think the event in South Australia the other day where the state was knocked out for a couple of days, and in Queensland in 2012 where the state was flooded for several days, I'm sure you can appreciate that every single day that it costs the state to get booted up and running again is costing the economy billions of dollars a day, and that's really what drives fundamentally the government infrastructure spending in this sector.
So operating out of Australia, I assume a global reach?
Yes, so the company is twice as large offshore as it is onshore, even though we started here in Sydney 15 years ago. We have R&D offices in London, New York, Yokohama, servicing our Japanese manufacturers, and the original primary R&D group here in Sydney.
Some of the recent successes or milestones the company's achieved?
Sure. In the last few months, you might have seen several announcements, including Jersey Central Power and Light. So for the state of New Jersey, just to the left of New York and Manhattan, we're rolling out a 13-county network at the moment for JCPL, which is one of First Energy's subsidiaries. This is the third electric utility network we've rolled out in the United States, including Pennsylvania and Maryland for that utility. We have another large one up in Canada with ATCO Electric, and all of Queensland with Ergon Energy. Also, we've just announced a deal with technology licensing deal with NEC in Japan, where they're licensing some of our wireless technology to put in some of their products.
And some of the milestones investors should be looking for moving forward?
Our sector, the government infrastructure sector, had a fairly significant downturn from 2012 to 2015, effectively a post-GFC recession, where government infrastructure spending is often set in advance several years ahead of time. So that all that happened during the GFC is we didn't notice anything. Then post the GFC, there was quite a large slowdown. However, that as the economies have improved, and in particular the US market, where over 70% of our revenues traditionally have come from, all of a sudden in the last 6 to 12 months we've noticed a very significant uplift, at the same time as having to sort of restructure our cost base over the last 3 or 4 years as the post-recession hit us. So really just taking a look at the numbers and keeping a close eye on Etherstack, I think is a good thing to do.
And in terms of the numbers, can you share some of the numbers you've been able to achieve in recent times?
Sure. So this year we're putting out a guidance of 5.8 to 6.1 US million dollars. We account in US dollars. That is significantly higher than last year's turnover. We'll have a positive EBITDA this year, and one of the important things to take a look at when you do take a look at the company is we have such a high level of R&D investment, and so we have quite a large amortisation drag, which is effectively a non-cash drag on the P&L. The EBITDA tells a lot healthier story about the business.
David, thanks for your time.
Thank you.